going to explain you because it is a takes nearly 10 to 15 sessions to have a comprehensive development policies. Otherwise, we can't understand the importance of development policy of present and what should be the future developmental policy for an economy. That is why, as far as possible, I try to explain you the basic policies which have been adopted for the development for the last three centuries. You have adopted the policies. But later, when we understood that the policy of economic development which have been adopted by us for economic development of a country, growth and economic development of country, is it that the only economic policies have helped to develop and everybody is happy in this world? The main question arises. The goals, sustainable development goals indicate that no, we are not satisfied or citizens of a country is not satisfied with the policy adopted by the government or they say that country. Why? If you look at the sustainable development goals, that means indicating that something is wrong with our economic policies of growth. Even I say that something is wrong with the economic theory and practice. I can tell you, nearly 30 years my experience, I come to the conclusion that somebody is talking. I come to the conclusion that whatever the basic principles of economics is not suitable for the welfare of humanities and the continue to welfare of our humanities in future also. Man's survival is a questionable. If you look at the sustainable development goals. Now, there are 17 goals have been adopted all over the world. It's not new one that has been there after 15 years of experience of sustainable development goals. We have failed to achieve not even single or two objectives of our sustainable development goals. Now, whole world is calling that universal call. Universal call is nothing but the world is facing a problems. What we did for the last 3 centuries, what is wrong with us? Nobody has understood. And now you are feeling that you are in critical conditions. All countries are in critical. The world is in critical conditions. Now we talk about art. What about the universe? See, concept of universal call. The universal call is nothing but man is in danger, humanity is in danger. And I am not going to detail about 1 to 17 goals we are already understood by many people. Many invitees have been deliver lecture on this regard. Let us understand: no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being. Do you think that with the economics basic principles what we have studied, can you achieve this one? Yes or no? No.
Still achieving, sir.
Yeah. Achieving?
No, still achieving. Still you
Yeah,
have
still
to
achieving.
achieve.
And after 10th century also you will achieve. I will tell you one
Yes, sir.
important historical background. No poverty. Poverty cannot, there is no poverty in this world. Humanity has to face the poverty, relative poverty. You can say absolute poverty can be eliminated, not relative poverty. The poverty existing, according to Hinduism or Vedanta philosophy, Indian philosophy, we can't eliminate poverty because it is based on theory of karma. Do you know the theory of karma? Yes.
Sir, you follow the ancestors. What
Yeah,
he.
yes. I'll come to it. So that
Yes,
is,
sir.
if you look at these 17 goals, what we observed is that most of them related to the climate condition and environment, not related to the what we call that what is the expected human behavior, what is the expected government role. All these things. Therefore, I can say that in addition to this, the fundamental policy changes are very, very, very important until and unless our policy changes, we can't achieve even a 2 to 3 objectives, goals of the what you call sustainable development goals. Now you talk about sustainable development. Then you are talking about theory and policies of development. Now we call sustainable development. Sustainable development means future is very important. Future Earth is very important things. Before understanding this, firstly we can see that what is our development goals? How you have achieved it? How you are doing our growth and development of an economy. Let us take first system. What are the system you have adopted? Because system is a very important thing. It is not isolated in that the development can achieve only through the systems. They brought it. We followed it. What are the system you have followed? The economic system? Feudalism, capitalism, socialism, mixed economy. Any one of the over the 3 centuries, can you achieve that one of the system is the best system among them? Have you achieved? Any country? All countries are facing it. You know, we can say that the most of the countries have followed the capitalism. Different type of capitalism they have followed. Socialism have failed. This we have not understood, that what is wrong with us in our policies? What is the wrong with our theories? Because when you adopted the economic theory and policies, this economic system should have been a base for the achieving the economic goals and the development of a country. That is not followed. Still, we say that capitalism is prevailing, but there are certain drawbacks are there. I cannot say that which is the best economic system, because economic system have failed the basic economic question, that how to use scarce resources, how to prefer scarce commodities, material well-being. We talk only material well-being. What is economics? Economics is material well-being. One thing consider Adam Smith, from beginning of Adam Smith, then where we have changed, where economic development have taken welfare of all. The well-being, see, economic system, we talk, only Amartya Sen have deviated. He bring Indian philosophical concept, that social justice. I'll come to the later. Therefore, Western theory and policy failed to find the best path for economic development. What is the best path? I want to lead a life. For example, car, we want to go to the Bangalore. There are many number of roads are there. The best possible roads, good roads, and reaching it early, everything that we can say, if you go in this road, then the best. For life also. The best life you want to achieve, not see everything material wealth I want. Yeah, I want to be rich only. I am not bothered about the society. No. That is not the best. Only maximizing my welfare. Is it possible to maximize the social welfare or majority welfare? Impossible, because basic economic concept we are not understood. Now, after adopted the Western policies and theory, still central problem of economy persists, whether developed country or developing country. We cannot solve the central problems of economy. Everywhere it is there. Even America is facing a problem. Even Russia is facing a problem. Even European countries are facing a very developed countries. Now India is growing. I will tell you the Indian experience with compared to the rest of the world. Now, if central problem persisting, what is important for economic development? What angle you have to see? One is sustainable development have three components. Suppose humanity has to be sustained on this earth. You have to long live. What is important is three integration of components are very important. Are you understanding or not? Anybody?
Sir, yes, sir, understanding, sir.
Sir,
So
yes, sir.
Yes.
sir.
That is, a future is also very important. Economic sustainability, social sustainability, environmental sustainability. Only say that sustainable development goals are only environmental sustainability. No, environmental sustainability is integrated with the social system of sustainability, economic system. We cannot isolate it. environmental sustainability. All three are to be integrated, then only the country will success in development. See, economic, only thinking of material welfare. No, social welfare is important, society is important, social phenomena is important, and environmental sustainability is important. Where we are living, climatic changes is there. Who have done? We are responsible for that. Because we don't know what is the natural law. We are not adopted the natural law into the economics law. That is the main problem. That is why, according to me, I will come to the later, at the end, economic sustainability, social sustainability, environmental sustainability is called a holistic approach for economic development. That is a very, very important things you have to observe. What is a vision? Think of a vision. What are the vision of sustainable development goals? End of poverty in all its form, everywhere. End hunger, achieve food securities, ensure exclusive, equitable quality education, promote the lifelong learning. Previously talked about quantification of education. Quantification, quality quantifications are both are important. You can't say only quantitative measures in economics. The quality is also important. Then what you can observe from the vision of sustainable economic goals? Vision is, as an Indian, my vision is the Om Sarve Jano Sukhino Bhavanto. Vasadaiva Kutumbam, only one family, vision for peace. We can see that universal call. Universal call is nothing but Vasudhaiva Kutumbam, vision for peace. What? Let us all be happy, prosperous. How we all be happy? I am having 2 cars and you are having no cars. Are you compare the happiness? Can you compare?
No, sir.
No, isn't it? As an Indian, you are telling no. But as a Western, you say, I am poverty as compared to another person. I am not comparable with another persons. Where the happiness comes? Where you say that happiness, feeling is there.
Feeling, sir.
The feeling is means a mind. You say that I am satisfied, everything, nothing will come only in material world. Material world is come, nothing will come. Happiness is find from yourself only, not from material. Psychological feeling is different. A vision is different from Indian perspectives to compare to the Western perspectives. That is why when we come across that Vasudeva Kutumbam is very important, word is realizing. But we can't follow what the Western countries are telling us. If you follow it, no Vasudeva Kutumbam, everything is destroyed. That's why we think of we see that any economy, or we want to develop an economy or the world, we think of Vasudeva Kutumbam, that is family, one family. Let us see how best we can prosperous to the world and sustain the universal phenomena and man on the earth. That is a very, very important concept of vision, what the development should do it. Not this only sustainable development. What? Any developing development we want to achieve, economic development, we should keep in mind that Vasudeva Kutumbam, how vision can be achieved, world peace. Each individual should have a peace, each group have a peace, each country have a peace, each world has peace. Let us see what is possible or not. Now, let us come to the basic present policies of economic development. Basic policy, what the economic development, how you consider the policies. One is, economics say that extractions of natural resources for man consumption in the name of welfare. We are exploiting the natural resources for the consumption, for livelihood. But is it that economic concept of infinite growth for fostering growing a population? Can you say that infinite growth is possible? As an economist, can you say infinite growth can be achieved within a possible time?
No, not possible, sir.
You have to keep it in economic development. What type of scarcity is there? How best you can achieve? Still, that is central problem of an economy. Now, next is human being considered as a factor of production and consumption. What our economic theory have considered? Only human being is a factor among four factors. So again, we have come back to the lecture. Everybody is hearing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let us go.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
I was explaining that human is considered a factor, but according to me, human beings should not be considered as a factor in the production and consumption and the
Yes, sir.
overall role. We are not commercial. See, economic development being is a very important, not other factors of productions. You highlight the importance of human beings in the economic process, economic activities. Not as one of the factors. We consider the capital is very important. That is why I feel that the basic policy framework is failed because we cannot consider economic sustainability. Okay. Only economic sustainability. What I'm observing is that these are the limitations of the present policies and practices. We are not isolated from that. That is why I'm telling you, integration of three important sustainability is very important. That is why you go on explaining what is the limitations of a current policy and economic theories. I'm not going to detail of that one. For the some few I observed that these are the one, some of them I explained you that these are the limitations of the present theory and policies of our economic development. And let us take the sustainable goals. 15 years we have been experienced. Nations which are supported theoretically but practically zero cooperation. Why? What are the reasons for zero cooperation nations? What are the reasons for individual not cooperating for sustainable development? What is wrong with our education policies? Because the cooperation from a majority decision international order due to the ideology of conquer that nations has done in the past. Competitiveness. I am first among them in economic development policy. No, wrong. When you talk about sustainability development, universal call, Vasudeva Kutumbam is very important for all countries, not for India. For all countries, it's very important. And second important, what we found in the present economic development policies is that competitiveness nature of the growth. As we have seen, America, India, competitiveness, China. See that when there is a competitiveness, we find the exploitation is the main thing. Only competitiveness leads to exploitation of resources and also humanities. Exploitation is very high. That is why if you follow the same, human being survival on earth is very, very dangerous level. Yes? Anybody? Very, very dangerous we are there. That is why they want to adopt the sustainable development goals. It is not easy. Present level, it is not easy. I am telling you what are the contradictions are there in our theory in the policies. Let us see that. What is the basic economic ideas for economic development? What are the basic ideas of economics? First, we take natural resources of gift of nature. Human beings are converted into the man-made goods to satisfy material desires for livelihood and also comfortable life. This is very important. Continuously without true goal of man. Do you know the true goal of man? Or are you knowing your goal of in your life? Or you know that your goal, like that country, like every human being should know what is his or her goal in life. Not achieving the qualification of PhD or I am teaching. No, these are not the goals of human beings. That is one. That is the natural resources are gift from God. We don't know. Nobody can explain you. They are, see, regionally that the resources are not uniform to all countries. It varies from region to region. You have to understand that. See, in economics, you are say that human beings are interdependent. Isn't it? Do you agree or not? If you are there, then I can survive. If somebody is there, I can survive. Interdependency is the basic philosophy of human beings. You can't live isolations. Basic philosophy, this is not there. So natural resources are gift because how regionally it varies from country to country. That means that some cosmic energy says that interdependency is the basic principles of human lives. Oh, second important idea, let us take that At aggregate level, means and ends are scarce. However, at the individual level, means are scarce, not ends. Do you agree or not? Hello?
Agree, sir. Agree, sir. Yes, sir.
Because at the aggregate level only scarcity exists, both means and ends. But at individual level, means are scarce. Your wealth is, income is scarce, but ends are not scarce. You can buy a number of things, whatever you want. But you should not do so as a human being. I'll come to the later. We should not do so as human beings. What is lack with our behavior? Let us say the next. Next, on limited natural resources of a planet. We can't change it. See, any number of advanced technology you bring, we can't exploit it, and you can achieve the 100% education or 100%. There is no poverty. No, we can't achieve it. There are limitations out there. That is why we say that we have a finite resources. That is the basic economic idea. We cannot change it. Any type of technology you bring, any number of production you bring, no, all are cannot be buying the goods. Choice is the base for basic principles of economics. Choice only. You have to choose in your individual level. How you are choosing your husband and wife now? Like that, we have to choose. Choice is very important for that. We can't buy everything. That is why the nature has another role. What is that role? The role as a sink for unwanted byproduct of economic activities. Nature is facing byproduct of economic activities. What nature has to do? Nature has nothing to do. Only that causes to damage to ecosystem. What is happening at present? We don't know. You are exploiting the nature. You are exploiting the earth. But you should be very careful. That is a very important. We cannot repair. As you see the climatic condition at present, you see, everything is destroying. Climate itself is destroying the man-made goods. That is why think of a policy and behavior of a human beings in terms of limited natural resources of a planet, how best you can utilize. That is, world scientists, world economists should come out, not exploitations. My economy is good, his economy is bad, American economy is good, Indian economy, no. India has survived 5,000 years of experience. We have not learned it. World is, other countries are observing India. All 303 centuries of economic development of world. But Indian economy have experienced 5,000 years of experience on man, on earth. That I will come to the later. What is wrong with the world? What is right with the India? Now, next important contradictory factors in economic theory is maximization of individual, maximization of total welfare. Is it possible? See, our economic theory is there. Individual should maximize and he will be satisfied, his welfare will increase. On the other hand, economic development say that maximize the total welfare, that maximize the total number of people on welfare, livelihood should be more standardized. Is it possible? Anybody? Economics. Is it possible? The concept of maximization of individual and total welfare. Total
Not possible, sir.
Not
the
possible.
maximization concept itself is wrong.
Wrong.
According to our Indian philosophy, I will explain it later. It is a contradictory policy. If you sacrifice, then suppose you are buying a 10 mango. If you buy mango of 10, then nobody, another person will come, he will not have any because the supply is only 10. Suppose if you know your behavior, sattvic guna or something we can call later. If you know that I will buy whatever my family requires only 5 mangoes. And I buy only 5 mango. Remaining 5 mango I will not buy. Then another person will get the opportunity to buy a product. Maximization is wrong there. You can't maximize. See, happiness is there. You know that very well. My family requires the 5 mango. Then you are happy by buying 5 mango only. Not materialistic approach. That psychology come from somewhere else. Your mind, manas, what we call it as manas. It comes from something else. That is why the basic economic theory, after teaching 30 years, I come to know that the basic economic principles are wrong. I am developing a new concept on later, I will tell you. Now, let us come to the what is the needed a policy framework or ideas. Now, Trivargam prepositions. Trivargam prepositions. We are not studied from Adam Smith from Trivargam prepositions. It is not there in basic economics theory of Western. If you come to the Trivargam prepositions, we come to the Indian philosophy. Thousands of year experience and observation by great philosophers. Ancient India established the relation. Even Chanakya told, we believe in Chanakya. You are also believe that Chanakya was the first book of economics in the world. 4th century BC, but nobody is recognizing it. We are recognizing from Adam Smith only. What Adam Smith have, his basic wealth book is different from his moral sentiment. If you read the moral sentiment, his idea is entirely different than the welfare economics. Now, let us say that according to this ancient philosophy, we say that they're linking, everybody Indians knows that dharma, kama, artha, moksha. Have you heard?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes. We have ignored in economics. You see, there is a link between dharma, kama, artha and moksha. Moksha will leave it. That moksha is a philosophy or religion. No, that is not religion, I will tell you. Moksha is that we will not come back to the earth at all. That means a different story. I am not going to that one. I keep it away. So I take only 3 aspects. Kama as desire. Economics is desire, isn't it? Desires are unlimited. and artha, that is called wealth and income, are limited. How this can be done? Through the dharma, ethics. Are you doing at present? No. In economics, you are teaching desires and wealth and income without the dharma. How? Because suppose I say there is a path. This path is going to happy yourself and happy others also. You are not harming the society. That is called as a dharma path. There are a number of paths are there: economic development, for individual welfare, for society welfare, for country's welfare. But there should be a path. Our ancient rishis have told, if you go in this path, everybody will be happy. World will be in peace. But we are not following. Economics, we are taken on the desires and wealth and income as you like. See, Indian philosophy have given freedom. You do whatever you want. But there is a path. Through this path, you can achieve the goal of your life. That is the philosophy of Indian. Now, what I am telling you that this preposition should be adopted in the development policy of an economy. That means there is a path. If you follow that one, then only they say that welfare of a country, welfare of a nation, welfare of a world is possible. Not that is why this preposition I'm seeing that should be most important things. Now, you can say dharma is not there in English dictionary. It is there at present, it is included. Dharma is different from ethics. Western ethics is different. This dharma, there are 10 principles are there in dharma. That is very important, basic for the integrating desires and welfare, wealth and income. This is very important concept. I am not. Time is limited. I can't take up the more explanation for that. And what is the universal acknowledgement? Civilization, society, nation, race, and other factors that influence the human views. Not economics. Only material. I am not bothered about other things. No. Universally, acknowledgement is that civilization is important. I'll come to the end. What is a civilization that contributed for the economic development? Societies. You can't isolate it from society norms. And nations, race, and other factors that are very, very important. Third important prepositions which is required is spirituality is responsible for understanding human values. A distinction from human from other creatures. See, human beings have two characteristics. Behave like an animal of animals, or behave like a man. Man means human values. So both are possible. See, has a nature, human beings can act as a that behavior or the human behavior. human behavior is different because it is a sense with sense. But animal behavior is different. That is because they are functioning on the basis of what they want is the sense organs control activities. So man can behave without controlling the sense organs. That we call it as human values. Without controlling the controlling the sense organs, then man is behaving as the animals. That is both are very important. For that, only spiritual knowledge will help us in economic development to achieve the sustainable development goals. Now, dharma refers to the right conduct. Artha, creation of wealth. The creation of wealth we have seen at present, isn't it? Politicians are creating more wealth. But the basic principles of creating wealth is righteous means. That is the right way of. Karma is satisfaction of desires, not happiness of desires. Satisfaction, because desires can be satisfied, not happiness. You see, you can say that I am not satisfied in my job. But intrinsically in your mind you say that whatever I am having, God has given me, that is enough. That is, we call it as feeling of satisfaction. Not maximizing satisfaction. No, that is infinite. Infinite desires is not possible at all. That's why the spiritual knowledge along with the material world, how you should behave in the material world should depend on spiritual knowledge. Spirituality is very, very important for decision making of a man. That is a very important thing you have to see. Then only ultimate goal of man in this world can be achieved. Now, let us go to the dharma, the three balancing use. Very important. This is the path. It will balancing meaningful existing requirement of holistic pursuit of right action. See, in economics, we are always talking about causes and effect. Isn't it? Anybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Cause
cause and effect. We know, see, according to me, some of the causes are affect immediately. Some of the causes will not affect immediately. It will take time. Some of the causes will affect behavior of a human being will affect only in your next birth. Do you agree or not? This is called theory of karma. So we believed in economics causes and effect. These causes and effect have a dynamic process. It is not a static. In economics, we should not take that static process. It's a dynamic process. If you want a comfort, that should be a dynamic process. Now, modern economics policymaker ignored the Chanukya's recognitions of these three integrations, dharma, kama, artha integrations, and explain the role in economics decision making. That is ignored by modern economists. So basically, Trivarga prepositions are very important in economics and economic development. Have you understood this concept?
yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Very important for your, I'm telling you, as an economics researcher, you should think of. And next, I'll come to the real issue of rationality, irrationalities. Do you agree or not? What is the
Yes,
basic
sir.
principle of economics?
Yes, sir. It is rationality.
Yes, rationality is basic. But theories have been developed in economics over a period of time. Now, where we have come, the last Nobel economist, where you have human behavior theory. He got the Nobel Prize, no? Irrational behavior of human beings. See, Nobel Prize we have given to the economist, I have forgotten his name. 3, 4 years, 5 years back he has given. Human behavior economics. We have given. So, irrationalities. I want to explain you that rationality and irrationalities. What is basic assumption in economic theory and policy is human being is rational. Means you have understood, you know everything, and afterwards only you will take decision making. Are you doing? Or the human beings are doing? Means everything you have understood. What is the correct decisions you are taking at the time is called rationality. It is not existing. Why I am telling you that is very important is product, material world. We are always behave in an emotion. You buy anything that is based on emotion. Do you agree or not?
Yes, sir. On emotion also we purchase many things.
Yeah, you purchase many things. That is why, see, emotion and explain economics theory have taken into consideration only emotion, behavior, and companies are exploiting that one emotional behavior. That is the main thing. Economics have not so that expected behavior. Economic theory and policy should be in such a way that what is the expected behavior of a human beings in buying the material world things. We are not explained. We don't know. HRD department of a company say that human beings are emotion, you exploit them. See, exploitation is the basic things in material world. We are not overcome. When there is exploitation, then sustainability is possible? No. That is why economic theory and policy should be based on expected behavior. What is the behavior expected? Not emotional, actual behavior of human beings. Don't consider, we are not economists to explain the human behavior as it is. We want a behavior in such a way that there is a smooth functioning of economic activities. That is based on expected behavior, not emotional behavior. Everywhere Even Bhagavad Gita, you can say that human beings are emotion. Don't take a decision. Don't behave on the basis of emotion. Think of yourself. Self-consciousness, what we call it as consciousness of yourself. Then behave it. Then only we can say that that is good for the buying and selling. So, what you can say that unaware, the human beings are not aware, even policy makers are not aware of deeply emotional dominant role of the economic activities. We are not unaware. Many things we are explaining, but we are not analyzing through the emotion. Suppose I buy a product without emotion, then only we can say economics law or hold good in such a way. Behavior should be changed. How? Let us see. That is the unaware. Therefore, what is say that internal frictions arises in the mind. When the emotion is there, internal frictions arises, it will operate within our mind. Mind will work, soul will not work. Mind is not trained properly, then emotion is more. Mind is trained properly, the emotion is less. This is the basic principles of the emotion theory, that is to avoid the pain. See, everywhere that diabetes is there, he is a blood pressure. Why? His emotion. Emotionally, he is taking decisions. That's why after 50 years, after 20 years, heart attack is there. Why? Emotionally. Therefore, rationality is a counteract of the emotional effect. That's why we can say that it is a power you must cultivate, that the natural power of a human mind, that is called consciousness or self-realizations. That is a very important. And you assume that human being is not rational. His behavior is irrational. For example, I'll tell you, in Indian philosophy, we classify the human behavior into three categories. One is Sattvic Guna, his behavior is different. One is Rajaguna, his behavior is different. One is Tamas Guna, his behavior is different. Do you agree or not? Behavior is not rational. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, can you expect that Sattvic Guna people can behave like a Rajaguna people and Tamas Guna people?
No, sir.
No, sir.
That is why we say that why the education is important. Yes, individual level also. According to Bhagavad Gita, individual level also you have three characters. And the chemical reactions of three is that you suppress the raya, that sattva, Rajaguna and Tamas Guna, and increase your sattvic guna. Then only we can suppress, and consciousness, self-consciousness will arise us. That's why I'm telling you. Otherwise, majority human beings are irrational behavior. We can't take them to a rational behavior. Then economic development, you are expecting world peace, everybody happy, let everybody will happy, will not achieve. How to bring it through education? It's a spiritual knowledge in education. When self-realization, you should know. Even yoga is not for health. Why? If you practice yoga, you become healthy. When you are healthy, your decision making will change. Will not do emotionally. We'll see it that without emotionally we can take decisions. That is called a rationality. That is called rationality. Pro and cons we have to realize and take the decisions. It is not there in common man. Majority common man we don't have. Now, economists have scientific investigations say that man is rational and had a realistic goal. Plan to how to get it them is an issue. Nobody can be perfect to think that rationality. That is why we can say that rationality should be trained and practiced by human beings on through education. Proper education, spiritual educations only, rationality can exist with human being that can be uniform. For example, you can say that the uniform group. Then only we can majority or sattvic guna decision making is perfect. Then the world, the achievement of economic development is entirely different than the other behavior. If in a country majority are not sattvic people, they are saying that what we call Raja or Thomas character people, then we cannot achieve. Nowadays, what is happening nowadays? What type of people are there? Behavior. Majority or people from Raja and Thomas Guna. That's why we very difficult. Without the education, proper education, we cannot do anything. Now, I'll come to the second very important issues to link. That is 310 over. I'll take little term. Natural law. Universe and its relationship with mankind is, we call it as natural law. See, this natural law, we are not understood properly. See, natural law, if you follow the natural law, and each individual will do good things and avoid evil things, bad activities, and adopt the good activities by material world, and behavior in the material world is good, and maximizing the welfare is, majority welfare is possible. We are not included in natural law in our economic theory and practice. That is the defect, natural defect, that the actions, whatever you are doing the actions, it is not self-energized. Self-energy is very, very important. Not influencing, not emotional, not your behavior due to others' behavior. Therefore, because of this natural law is not adopted in our behavior or in our economic theory and policies, then we are facing the different type of problems in economic development, and world is facing climatic conditions and social behavior. See, social behavior is very important. We find that nowadays social behavior is very poor. And natural desires is very important. Emotion, not because of the natural desires, should be constrained. Only with the spiritual knowledge only we can constrain the natural desire. Then only material pleasure, which in turn rise to conflict of interest among individuals. See, natural desire. I am telling you that theory should not be based on natural desires of a man. It should be changed. Expected behavior is very important things. And also, human behavior, how best we can change, because without human being involvement in the economic development process, we cannot achieve by force. Anger, passions, greed, and immunity, and all these impulses, 6 impulses are enemy for that. That should be controlled. That is how best you can control is a very important things. Like that only I am not. And education. Why you study Shastra or education? It is the guiding principles. See, note of a Kautilya Arthashastra says that it's a guiding principles. He advocated that combination of spiritual material world in order to have a peaceful life and happiness. Our Chanukya, the original author of economics, is saying that we can achieve the happiness and the world peace, peaceful life, only a combination of spiritual material world. That we are quoting. Material world is West. Spiritual world is India. If you combine these two, then the best life can be achieved in. That is a very important thing. That is why the Kautilya Arthashastra say that spirituality mixing with the material world and human beings, how to behave in a material world depends on your spiritual knowledge. That is an important thing. And this can be done through the yoga only. Yoga, you can acquire the spiritual word knowledge, then that power can be used for the decision making. Then I'm not going through the many other things because I don't have a time. Then the welfare concept, theory of sacrifice. Have you heard there is a theory of sacrifice? No, Amartya Sen says that theory of sacrifice is very important. That Indian Vedic theory. If you sacrifice, group will benefiting. Group will sacrifice, nation will benefiting. Nation will sacrifice, world is benefiting. That is the simple way. I am explaining here that what is the theory of sacrifice. That is a very important concept that is developed in ancient time, that is more useful for economic development and economic theory. Without theory of sacrifice, if you are not sacrifice anything, you can't expect that majority will welfare is possible. That is why the theory of sacrifice is very important thing. And human-centric approach. We are not following the human-centric approach. We are following materialistic approach. Means GDP. We want quantification of GDP. Capital is important than the human beings. So even Adam Smith and also J.S. Mill also advocated that human-centric approach is more important than the what we are following, the materialistic approach. And GDP will not be only the way. Even Western economists also, they are told that social progress index is very important, not GDP. Then I tell that To achieve this goal, Human Development Index, it has been developed by Amartya Sen, developed in the Human Development Index. That is very, very important things for the achieving the, you have to adopt that policies for the economic growth. And the Human Capital Index approach, that is also very important. I don't say that you leave it to GDP. 50% you take GDP, another 50% you have to adopt this index, qualitative index. That should change. It is on 11th October 2018, the World Bank have launched that human capital index. That is also a very important thing. And social progressive index. This is also very important. And in addition to this one, individual satisfactory index is also very important. In your life, are you satisfied? Index should be developed. These are the very important things. And I don't want to quote that is local, national, regional, and global level, this social, economic, environmental protection should be implemented. And consumption and production also, I have got certain limitations. That is called control of consumption of people and need for consumer management. We don't have a consumer management. How consumers should take decisions in buying the product. Another 3 minutes. No? That is a very important thing. That is should be the approach. Means we have in management only 3 approach. Human management, financial management, and another thing is that administrative management. That we don't have a human consumer management. That is very important decision-making process. And lastly, I can say that according to assessment, my assessment, what you want is education, society, economy, culture, and environment. Culture is very important. Let us say that no country in the world except Bharat have a civilization of more than 500 years. How it has been existing, you think of it, compared to West. Then only you can think that what is lacking in our economic theories. Because all Westerners now looking at the Indian economy. See, they are praising our Modi because not that one, your Sanatan, the Dharma, your 5,000 years of experience of development, civilization is there. Civilization is ignored in our development policies. That is why Indian civilization and culture is the only solution to central problems of economic development, what I feel. That is why Bharat is prominent role in the world today. Bharat is recognized by the world because we have combined spiritual knowledge with the material matters. That is why I can't take much time because I don't have